What's up? Welcome back to Talking Nutrition, episode 27. Why you're not losing weight in a calorie deficit. We're going to talk about weight loss plateaus. But first, I got to share this with you. I took a screenshot. So I saw a post in a Facebook group that says, I just heard this from a trainer at my gym. Thoughts? It says protein powders are trash because they don't elicit a thermogenic response.
Awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
So they're trash.
So guys, sometimes you'll hear claims like that. You might want to double check because there's a lot of information that sounds pretty convincing and extreme, but I don't know. I just saw that. I was like, oh, cool. Okay, well, that's why people are confused.
Yeah. I'm in a lot of Facebook groups, like nutrition, just stuff. And like, sometimes I go in there and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? Yeah. It still surprises me to this day, the stuff that people can come up with.
Yeah. That's why I'm getting very strict. Like, I've been kicking out people like pretty much daily this week. Not a lot, but every now and then, because I'm reaching out to every single person. Hey, do you want to do the lifestyle assessment? Yes, no. Do you want to stick around? Do you even want to see this stuff? If not, no worries, but then we know. So I kicked a bunch out, kept in the active ones, and it's been really cool. So we're doing an in-house contest, which I haven't shared anywhere on social media. Doing a bit of steps, bit of healthy eating, and we're kind of motivating each other with healthy recipes and stuff. I can show you after the episode.
Sweet.
But anywho, before we get into another just chat of another 20 minutes, which we did before the podcast recording.
Yeah.
Let's actually talk about the topic, shall we? So, first of all, as you know, feel free to drop us a 5-star rating and or review on Spotify and Apple, or subscribe on YouTube. And as I said, we're going to talk about weight loss plateaus. We kind of brought this up a little bit in a recent Q&A, but I did want to expand on it a little bit more, to talk a little bit more specifically about metabolic adaptation. Right? It sounds very scary. It's really just a normal thing, and Kristine is going to talk about that soon. But I wanted to clear that up because I still notice, and I've been talking to a lot of people recently. I did a seminar last Monday. I got another one tomorrow. And when we kind of get to like the metabolism part, I feel like there's a lot of confusion, and people usually have a lot of questions about that because they do think like, hey, my metabolism has slowed down because I'm getting older. I can't lose the weight anymore. So basically, that's why we wanted to bring this topic back. But there's kind of like two scenarios. I mean, first of all, like if you are actually in a deficit, you will be losing weight. So if you're not losing weight in a deficit, then you are not in a deficit. But I said this already in a recent podcast. But that's scenario one, right? You're not actually eating fewer calories than you burn. A couple things to consider here is, how long did your weight stall? Like, I'm just going to ask you a bunch of questions here to go through, right? Because is it 1 day? Is it 2 days? Is it 1 week, 2 weeks, or more? Sometimes you see the exact same weight on average for 2 weeks plus, and you still want to keep doing the same shit. And then you might see further fat loss. I've had this just now. I stuck to the same calories for 2 weeks now, stayed stable, and then the last 2 days, all of a sudden, it started to drop again. So I know, okay, actually, I can increase again. So that's, you just got to stick to it, But that's my first question for you. Like, if you are not losing weight, how long is that for,
Can I interject?
Yeah, of course.
So on this, where like weight is potentially technically stalling out, I've seen this in clients where weight really isn't doing much, but we are still seeing body composition improvements. And so, I mean, we're going to talk a little bit about this, but like, this is why we can't put all of the emphasis on that scale weight. And also we want to just be focusing on other factors. So like, your pictures, your measurements, how are your clothes fitting? Because like I said, I've seen clients where, and I preface this whenever I go into a cut with someone, I say, listen, this scale, it's a data point. There could be weeks where it doesn't move. There could be weeks where it goes up a little bit. But also we can still be seeing positive body composition changes without seeing a ton of movement in the scale. Yeah. So just like setting that expectation and knowing that prior to going into a cut, I think is really important.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we'll get into like tracking metrics and photos and stuff in a little bit later, but you're so right. Like, you can't necessarily freak out right away if it kind of stalls out, because sure, like the weight might not, drop at all, but you might still lose fat. And I even see this when we start increasing protein in the very beginning. If someone comes to me, they want to lose fat, but they're not eating enough protein yet. They're not, consistent yet. We start there. I tell them like, cool, like this is not the time for weight loss yet, but you might still see fat loss. Yes. Simply because of the lifestyle and habit changes that we're making here.
Yep.
Or lifestyle and nutrition, sorry. But okay. Also, a couple things here. Was there a big drop in your daily steps? If you kind of pay attention to your steps and then you kind of like forget, it's pretty easy to kind of see that drop, right? So watch that as well. Did you track and weigh everything? In a cut, I am of the opinion that you should be tracking and weighing everything, if not as much as possible, because I know sometimes we go out for food, etc. But if we're in a cut, like we do want to make it count. In a cut, we don't want to mess around and eyeball too much, because I've seen that too with multiple clients. They were like, "Oh, I'm not losing weight. Should we adjust?" And I had a call with them. So I was like, "Okay, how's it been going? Are you tracking everything, etc.?" Yeah, well, I actually haven't really weighed my food at all the last couple of weeks. Okay, cool. Well, that's exactly what we're going to work on.
Yeah, I've had a situation like that too, where like honestly just was like asking her, like you said, in a cut, we do tighten the grip on weighing and measuring just so that we can maximize that time in the cut and we're not just messing around. It doesn't mean that we're being restrictive too. Like we have to make sure to say that. It's just we are being more accurate with how much we're actually eating. So I had a client, like we were having some, we were a pretty significant stall of weight. And I said that to her, kind of same type of thing you did. And then I said, all right, so this week I want you to be very meticulous in weighing and measuring your food, like more than ever, like be like super meticulous about it. And she did. And all of a sudden, boom, she starts to drop. And it's just because, just some errors with tracking or not being super accurate with weighing. And so that is, in our opinion, this is a time to be very meticulous and accurate with weighing and measuring.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you don't, there's a chance that it's going to take longer.
Yeah.
And that's the reality. So either way, like that's also fine. Hey, we might have to just add a couple of refeed days. That's cool. But calories will eventually still, slow things down. So just keep that in mind also.
Yeah.
So I like that make it count approach, That being said, are you consistent with your macros? Yes or no? Are you actually hitting your targets? Or are you kind of messing around a little bit, puzzling, not really being consistent? This kind of plays into another one that I wrote down, which is, are you changing everything all the time? Because I do like variety. I don't think people should be eating the same shit every single day. But I do also see that the more you change up all the time, every single day, every single meal, the more variables and the bigger the chances that you're going to run into some inaccuracies.
For sure.
So also in the cut, I mean in general, but especially in the cut, could be an idea to repeat, maybe not every meal, but a bunch of them.
Yeah, like a good idea is to have 3 or 4 staple meals, right? So like you could, and the macros of them. So like you could do say you have 3 staple or 4 staple dinners. you could have 4 different dinners, across the week, but exactly what is in those meals and how much you're eating. So you're still creating variety there.
For sure. I mean, for me, like that's what I do. Like 4 out of 5 meals, 4 are dialed in and pretty much the exact same every single day.
Yeah.
I'll change up a protein source here and there, maybe some veggies.
Yeah.
And then the 5th meal, that's just for variety. And me and my girlfriend, like we want to change it up,
Right.
We cook together. So then, like that's up for variety. And that's plenty for me. It's personal too, though, of course. And then lastly, 2 things. Are there any binges and or cheat days involved? If so, communicate with your coach, because that's also very important, because if we don't know that's happening, that's another thing. But I do think like that's also something to talk about. And this might even be an indicator of, hey, maybe it's a time to kind of quit for the cut, at least for now. If we really run into that, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to I don't want to try to figure shit out as we're like deep down in the cut.
Yeah. It's not a place to be figuring shit out.
No. So,
no.
Just take the break, work through that, and then you can pick it up once you feel better, once you're in a better place.
Right.
And then basically, processed foods. I mean, like we talked about this recently, like the more you add, the trickier it gets to kind of really stick to things. So control, your overall ratio of, processed versus minimally processed. Keep it flexible, but also don't have too much processed stuff, because also, again, with food labels, for example, also those can be inaccurate. So that might also be one of the things.
Yes.
Is there anything else you wanted to add there to like not actually being in a deficit?
I honestly think that the daily steps is a pretty big one that you said. I think it's overlooked. Right. Just from the standpoint of like energy expenditure. So if we do see like a fairly big drop in steps, that can very much stall us out. So I just wanted to touch on that a little bit, because I think people, again, they look a lot to exercise, and I mean like in the gym exercise, and they don't think a ton about steps. And this is one of the variables to keep metabolism up that we are in control of. So, keeping those steps up during the deficit is really helpful because of something I'm going to explain in a second. So scenario 2 is metabolic adaptation. So this term is tossed around a lot, and I think there is a lot of fear around it. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I started learning about this like years ago, I would say I was approaching it from like a fear-based place. Now that I know way more about it, this is not something to fear. It's a very, very normal response. It's our body's survival mechanism, right? It's very, very normal, and it's not a bad thing. It can become a bad thing if it's like a severe case. So like someone who's been like chronically, and I mean actually chronically dieting for like years and years.
That's a big word, actually.
Yeah, like actually, like not going on like big binges, and consuming more. It's like these people are actually under eating for like years and years and years and years. And hormones and stuff have down regulated quite a bit. That can take a long time to come back from. But when you are in a calorie deficit and you hit an actual plateau, like an actual one where like you're weight's not moving and we're stalling out for an extended period of time, that's your body adapting. That is metabolic adaptation. That's the plateau kind of what most refer to as plateau. So essentially what it is it's our metabolism. It starts to adapt and become more efficient at living at a lower calorie intake. It's not that you have a slow or damaged metabolism like indefinitely forever. It's that your body has now adapted and it's trying to conserve energy, right? This can be restored, right? Like when you're doing a reverse diet, we can get our metabolism back up into a more like a better place. And we usually do that, like I said, with a reverse diet. But metabolic adaptation, it involves a downregulation of like hormones as one part of it. So like thyroid, right? Obviously that plays directly into metabolism. Neat. So this is what I'm talking about, steps. So when you're dieting, like I said, the body is trying to conserve energy. So we often think about NEAT as in steps, but it's like me fidgeting, right? Talking with my hands, how quickly I stand up from the chair, blinking, all of that. Like that's all NEAT. And so when we are in a deficit, our body, without us even realizing it, we start to move less and slower. Like if you think about it, you're in like a deficit and you're like, oh man, like I don't want to get up and go get the mail. When you're maintenance, you're like, oh, I'm going to go get the mail. Like it is because we're in an energy deficit. We just don't have as much energy and our body's trying to basically compensate for that. So we naturally will see a decrease in NEAT, right? So why we put such an emphasis on keeping steps up is because this is our way of like offsetting that and being able to track it, right? And increase it. So steps is the one way to keep NEAT high in a deficit as it tries to essentially downregulate. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's good to mention because I recently heard Lane Norton bring this up on the Huberman podcast. He said where people are now misunderstanding what NEAT means and it's purposeful exercise if you go for a walk and then exercise activity. Yes, true. But like you said, like we just use steps as our way to kind of like manage your overall movement. Like sure, maybe you're still blinking a little bit less or yeah. Like it's the best tool that we can use for the stuff outside of the gym.
Yes.
That's kind of like how we do this.
Yes.
I wanted to add one here, which is really the most obvious one. And that's when you lose weight, you burn fewer calories.
Right.
Because your body is smaller. That one is overlooked as well, I feel like.
Yep.
Because your maintenance doesn't stay the same. It will go down.
Yeah, it goes down.
As you lose weight, it'll go up when you gain weight.
Yes.
So that's a big one too. So what can start off as a deficit leading to weight loss at some point may just become that new maintenance to where, hey, now we have to adjust, right? And that's why you kind of have to do a cut that way.
Right. Another part that's affected with metabolic adaptation is like thermic defective food, and it's because we're just intaking less food, right? So the thermic defect isn't as high, and that naturally, obviously, increases back up as we increase food. So again, metabolic adaptation, like from a hormone, or I guess I'll explain a little bit from hormones. So like from a hormone standpoint, dieting is a stressor, right? Like it's controlled starvation, but it's still one of the biggest stressors on the body. I think the only time it's not a huge stressor on the body is when it's someone who has like a lot of fat to lose, like an excessive amount of fat. Usually, I mean, that's not going to be a stressor on their body, right? So, but when we're chronically under stress, our hormone production, thyroid function can lower and essentially like down regulate. So when the body is stressed, it isn't focusing on reproduction. Like it doesn't want to bring a baby into like a stress environment. It's focused on survival, hence why it downregulates. So that's why you do see sometimes like you'll see libido decreasing. In extreme cases, you're going to see stuff with menstrual cycle. I will never and don't get to that point with my clients. And I'm very open and transparent right from the bat. That if that starts to happen, we're not doing this. It's just not worth it. But you naturally will see things like this downregulate. And then, once we restore that, we start to increase calories again. Those are typically restored. So again, it's not this like forever thing, and we can increase our metabolism or get it, back to like its regular spot, if you want to put it that way. But metabolic adaptation is part of the process. That when you plateau, that is your body adapting.
Yeah. How often have you talked to people where they think they've tried to diet forever and they can't manage to lose weight, but then in reality it was a matter of inconsistency?
Almost always. Yeah. I have had clients come to me that are actually chronically eating like 1,000 to 1,200 calories, 100%. And in that instance, like the reverse diet from like a psychological standpoint, it can take a long time, honestly. And you got to stay out of a deficit for a long time because the body is it's beat down basically from how much it's been eating, how much you've been eating. But other than that, it's more than not just it's a inconsistency thing.
Yeah. Quite often that's one of the reasons. So I had someone that I'm thinking of now, or I have a client so she mentioned during the onboarding process, I tried the 1,000 calorie diets, the 1,200 calorie diets, but couldn't lose body fat. I've been trying forever, We started to increase and actually work towards her maintenance, and she started to lose body fat at 1,600 or something like more, Because guess what? Trying to be at 1,200 calories and then binging every now and then because you can stick to it usually ends up being more than consistently hitting 1,600.
Yes.
And that's a really big one. So I do want to emphasize that that's often the case too, right? To where it's not the actual fact of going from 1,200 to 1,600. It's the fact that you're actually sticking to it now. And at 1,200, like, sure, like that's what we were trying to hit. But then the in-between binges just brought you back up, right?
Right. Yeah. And it's just like they don't understand that, right? Where like your average is actually going to be they fear, it's like they fear eating 1,600, but when you set it out for them like in a visual and say, look, 1,600, you're averaging 1,600, okay, then you're eating 1,000 calories and then you're having like 4,000 calories and it's going back and forth like that, you're actually averaging say 1,900 calories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it's just hard for them to see it when they're kind of in it. And they don't have someone to be able to show them. Yeah. But that's why we're here.
That's why we're here. Yeah.
To be able to explain these things.
Yeah. Because I also understand, because it's like, oh, I'm going to try this now. I'm going to go to Google, how to lose weight, whatever.
Right.
1,200 calorie, 1,000 calorie diet. Okay. Well, I didn't manage to stick to it after 3 days, fell off, try something else. There's never that education like, hey, stop for a sec. Like, this is how you should be doing this.
Yes.
So big fan of coaching. Obviously.
Me too.
Oh, really? No, but so let's get into tracking metrics and biofeedback, because as you mentioned in the beginning, it's way more than just weight. And we need to make sure that we have more than just a scale. I'm still a big fan of the scale. Honestly, if it wouldn't be so useful, I'd probably get rid of it.
Yeah, I
The
agree.
reality is,
Yeah.
like, it's still great.
Yes,
And the number
as a
one
coach,
reason,
it's helpful.
it's super helpful.
Yeah.
Super helpful. Because we don't know calories burned. Like, we're never going to know. So that's
Right.
already one part of the equation missing. If we control our food intake and then we have a visual or we have a grip on our weight, measurements, etc., we can actually make the adjustments that we need to. And plus, here's a big one too. If you're cutting, you want to stick to that, optimal range of like 0.5 up to 1% per week, just about on average. When you're bulking, which is not really related to this episode, but still, you also want to keep that rate in control. You want to stick to that 0.25 up to 0.5 per week, That's why I love weight so much, because we can look at the scale on average and make our adjustments so that you mostly lose body fat and mostly gain muscle,
Right.
It's the best tool.
Yeah.
Have I done it without in the past? Yes. Will I do that again? No.
Isn't it, this just popped in my head. Isn't it funny or interesting, I should say, that it kind of goes both ways with people dieting and going to extremes, and then they think the same in bulking. They're like,
yeah.
oh, I'm bulking, I can eat whatever I want, and just they stuff a bunch of food in their face. And then the other way, it's okay, I have to remove everything and eat 1,000 calories. So interesting. It's the extremes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's the mind is very interesting how it works,
Mm-hmm.
But back to weight, it's still very useful, and we have a tracker for that. We use your average weight, and we look at that week to week basis, and then we look at, okay, cool, like, are we actually stalling? Do we see on average that your weight is going up, down, whatever? Because more than often I I got a check in, and I was like, yeah, it kind of sucks that I'm cutting, but then I'm gaining weight, and then it's like one higher way in, and then the average is down by half.
Yeah.
Which is cool because we have the data, and then we can show you.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's why we have data.
Yes. Then we get measurements. Big fan. Every 2 weeks is plenty. At least that's what I do. What about you?
Yeah, same.
Yeah. I do like them as well. Like, I say, even if you just do waist, that's a big one. Just that, because that's where we mostly store body fat. I started doing below, above, and on the navel, as well as a few other ones. But altogether, if you want to double check, like, I do really think that it's a very good idea to track your measurements too.
Mm-hmm.
You have to double check. Because how often have you seen the scale stay the same and the measurements go down? Waist measurements.
Fairly often.
Yeah. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
So, how about we triple check, Kristine? What else are we going to do?
Photos.
Yes.
Also, a couple things I like, I already talked about this, but like how their clothes are fitting. Like, that's
a
really big indication.
Like real life shit.
Yeah. Or like a good one is like when people haven't seen you for a long time and they see you and they're like, and there's significant change there. Like, the people around you could even still notice the difference when you don't. But photos are huge. Like, I have a client, and we're not even in a cut. We're just, again, we're in this like foundations spot, just figuring things out right now. And he sent me pictures week 1, and I think we're in like week 6. And he sent me pictures last week, and his side by side, like, it's significantly different. And we're not even in a cut. And he's like, wow. Like, he couldn't even believe it, right? Because he sees himself on a daily basis. It's hard for him to see that. So that's why I'm so big on photos. And like, say a client hasn't sent photos in a while, and I'm like, okay, well, can you send me some photos? And then we put things side by side, and they're like, okay, yeah, it's working. I'm like, yeah. So big fan of photos. Usually, like in a maintenance phase, I'll ask for them every like month, unless there's a different, reason for me to ask for them more. In a deficit, I like to see them more often. So typically like every 2 weeks in a deficit.
Cool.
And then biofeedback. So, well, in terms of biofeedback, what are your thoughts here? Because like I'm always monitoring biofeedback, always, like regardless. But really in a maintenance phase, we're looking to improve biofeedback a lot of the time. But in a cut, I'm looking to make sure that biofeedback isn't declining too much, right? Like we're going to see some biofeedback markers. So when we talk biofeedback, we're talking like energy and mood and recovery, menstrual cycle, hunger, cravings, all of that. So I'm really just looking at not seeing a huge decline in these in a deficit. If we can keep them, in a really good spot, that's great. But I think I know it is normal to see a decline in some of these, like hunger, like energy. But there's stuff we can implement to help manage those.
I think it's good to pay attention, especially to like energy and hunger, because here's the thing too: if you are not hungry at all, like that's usually a sign that you're not in deficit. you know?
That could also be. I mean, it depends on the person, but like we do want to be hungry, and there could be like a significant, like too significant of a stress response happening. If someone is at, say a very low caloric intake and they're not hungry, that's a problem in my eyes. Like that's a red flag. And I would be definitely looking into like, what is stress looking like overall if there's too much stress going on.
Yeah. Because I had that where we were pretty low. She was also not super tall, but like still, it was on the lower end. And then she was like, "Oh yeah, but I'm fine. I'm not hungry at all." I was like, "Yo,
yeah, that's an instant red flag to me." Yeah, it's like, ding.
Exactly. It's like I know that you think that's a good thing, but I don't think that's a good thing at all. No. I think it's definitely time to go back.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to point out, like, okay, hunger, exactly like you said, we want to have somewhat. We want to feel a little hungry. Like we know that it's working then. That's a normal response and adaptation that happens. Survival again. The body's like, oh shit, we're not getting enough food in. Let me make you more hungry so you go look for food.
Right.
But we also don't want to be starving and just completely feeling like I could eat everything in sight.
Right.
Because that's also a red flag. When it gets too bad, we get too many cravings. When we really get the desire to just completely go all out, maybe time for a break.
Right. Agreed.
Coolio. Anything else you wanted to add there, Kristine?
I think we did great. I think we covered a lot here. Also, we're doing so much better, like not having to cut and stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great to just upload it now. Saves me time. No, but like I wanted to stick to like the 30-minute mark just about because not too long ago we kind of went over 45 and then 1 hour. So now we're going to keep it nice and short.
With guests, it's a little bit different, but with us, we want to stick to the 30 minutes. So
to the point. Otherwise, you run out of shit to talk about, So no, I don't think that'll ever happen. Cool. Thanks again for listening. You know where to find us. I'll drop a link to a related blog as well if you like reading stuff. Sorry, I should swear a little bit less. And then we'll be back next week again with a guest. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.